Hey everybody, what's up? This your boy Stacie Lamar of Chopping Up with Stacie Lamar, and this is what's on my mind. I am trying to understand rather, why everyone is having such a hard time with the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. Doesn't seem like anybody agrees with what the jurors decided. So that's what's on my mind right now. Now, with me today is Christina via phone call. And for those of you who have subscribed to my channel, thank you very much, by the way. You'll recognize Christina from the Chopping It Up videos. Christina, how you doing, girl? Thank you so much for being here with me.
No problem. Doing good over here. How you doing?
I'm doing good, girl. Like I said, I'm still trying to understand what all the fuss is about the verdict. What do you think? Was it fair, unfair? I mean, what's going on? What are your thoughts?
I have, honestly, I'm still kind of processing the whole thing. Like, I was shocked that he got off. I was completely shocked. To me, the evidence was completely obvious that he was guilty of that. I think that if you show up at a known place where there's police presence with an AK-47, you have plans that you could kill somebody.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Yeah, that seems to be what everyone is saying. I mean, that's what everybody's saying.
Yeah.
But see, everyone is saying they are saying that he intentionally showed up there. Now, let me remind everyone that there was a post put out for a call to arms. Now, it wasn't just Kyle that showed up. Other people showed up as well. You know, not just from that community, but from other areas, just like Kyle did. Now, a lot of people are saying that, you know, he looked like he was looking to get into an altercation or looking to shoot someone. Well, guys, really seriously, unless you're like Mr. Spock and able to do that whole Vulcan mind meld thing, there's no way that we can know what his intentions were. I mean, how many times has a well-dressed person in the three-piece suit and a tie, you know, it ended up, you know, chopping up, you know, people and everybody going, he was such a nice guy, you know, so it's really hard to tell what's in a person's mind. So, Christina, have you seen any of the footage that's out there?
Yeah, I've watched a few things, and to be honest, it doesn't really change my thoughts about it. I think that, you know, they showed up to kill some black people. Like, let's be real. That's what they showed up for. And they were celebrated. They were, in a sense, celebrated by the police. Like, thank you for being here. And they're standing there with weapons that aren't even legal.
Yeah.
I just, no, it's disgusting.
Now, this, I mean, the people that were injured and, you know, were unfortunately lost their lives during this. Now, remember, there were no minorities that were shot.
Right.
So, there are people that are saying that it is race. It's you know, racial driven. But again, I have to remind everyone that no minorities were injured during this altercation, you know, during that evening. So again, even with that, I'm finding it hard to understand why it would be this particular instance. Now, I know what led up to it. I'm very aware of what led up to that evening. But as far as the evening in question, and we're talking about Kyle here, he didn't shoot any minorities. He only shot people that were trying to injure him. Right? Right?
Right.
Okay.
Yes, but he knew where he was going. The fact that there was white people there, or, you know, white people there that were protesting for the BLM movement, I mean, that I don't really think that there's really he knew where he was going.
Yeah.
You know, there's a reason that he's taking pictures with the Proud Boys. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason for all of this. Like, it's definitely racially motivated.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, like I said, I know what led up to these protests, and unfortunately, what eventually happened that evening. But again, you know, I just want to stay focused on that evening and Kyle Rittenhouse. So.
But I think that when you're making charges or trying to put somebody in prison, they're looking at the intent of the person. And the thing is maybe they couldn't fully prove that showing up to a hostile protest with a weapon was intent to kill somebody. Maybe they didn't have all the proof to prove that.
Mm-hmm.
They had the option of doing second degree, and they had the option of doing, basically, I don't know the exact wording, but it was that, did you in any way have anything to do with the death of this said person?
Okay.
And it was all consecutive with the people that died.
Okay.
And you can't say that he didn't.
No,
because he shot them. So whether it was self-defense or not, he still had something to do with it.
Yes,
you know?
but no, you're right. He most definitely had something to do with their death. He was the cause. He was the cause of their deaths.
Yes.
But was he in fear for his life? Now, I'll give you a quick scenario. Let's say, hypothetically, I robbed a store. And I beat the living daylights out of the clerk. And as I'm coming, and I steal something, you know, whatever I took, but I just totally beat the crap out of the clerk. And I come out and I'm running. And then, you know, there's a few people that see what I did, and they give chase, right? And I'm running, okay. So I turn around with the intent on giving myself up. You know, I just figured, what the hell? Oh my God, I'm not gonna get away. So I turn around and I put my hands up. I'm like, hey, hey, hey. But then they start trying to, you know, hit me and punch me and do all kind of things. When yes, I did do something, you know, bad. But you know, now I'm like, okay, you know, uncle, you know, whatever. And then they start hitting me. Now, I am going to fight back. Yes, I did.
Yes, of course you are.
Yes,
of course you are.
Right?
You're gonna, in the moment, you're gonna do what you gotta do to stay alive. That's human instinct.
Right. So but wait.
In this scenario, it's bigger than that.
It is, but isn't in that moment, in that moment where the first guy, I think the guy threw a bag at him or something, and then it's still unclear why he did that. Why that guy Rosenbaum threw the bag at him. That's still unclear.
No.
So, but anyway, he was chasing Kyle. He threw something at him, and then they got into it. He was the first person that Kyle shot. Okay, again, this guy was trying to injure Kyle. Kyle didn't do anything to him. He was trying to injure Kyle for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe they said something to each other, but they got into it. Kyle shot him. So now Kyle is running. He is running away. I don't know where he's running. Maybe he's running to the cops, but he is running away. And everybody, you know, for the most part, gives chase. Just like in my scenario with myself. Everybody gives chase. Kyle falls down. And then the second guy comes over and hits him with a skateboard. So Kyle shoots him. Right? So, you know, just like the scenario I gave, you know, I'm, giving myself up or trying to get away, and they start punching me, and I'm fighting back. Well, Kyle is fighting back, but he's fighting back with a weapon. So he shoots the second guy. The third guy comes over, and they get into it, and he pulls a gun. Kyle shoots him. Now, those three individuals that, you know, that came in contact with Kyle that evening, they were all trying to hurt him. So the fact that the jury said that he was in fear of his life and was simply defending himself, I mean, I'm trying to understand how people can't see, because that's all I'm looking at. Now, all I'm looking at is the verdict. This is all that's on. This is what's on my mind right now is the verdict. Trust me, girl. I know it's bigger than this because of what happened prior to. Guys, I know. All right, but I'm just like I said. I'm just concentrating on the verdict. So like I said, I'm finding it hard to understand why people are so they're not in agreement with the fact that he was simply trying to defend himself. Now, there are some things that I don't agree with or totally don't understand. Number one, and Christina, you can chime in. Number one, why wasn't he arrested that evening? Why?
For sure.
What
Absolutely. They just rolled right past him.
Yeah, what the heck was that all about?
Yeah.
Now I can understand. You know, the police, the law enforcement there, you know, not arresting him initially when he ran over to them for like safety, because you know they got to figure out what's going on. Oh, hey, you stay over there, you stay over there. What the heck is going on? But after they found out what was going on, he should have been arrested. Right then, right there.
Right.
Not the next day.
Well, they have tons of lawsuits for the way that the police handled that whole incident. There's so many lawsuits about it right now.
Girl, I can only imagine. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's number one. Number two, there was a curfew in effect while the time that this was all going on. That meant that everybody, not just the people protesting, not just the people with guns, but everybody, no one should have been on the streets during curfew. I get that, you know, they were more concerned about the protesters because the protesters are the ones that, you know, went out and burned up everything. But no one should have been allowed to stay on the streets at night. They should have told the people with guns to go home. Thank you for being here, appreciate your help, yada, 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 but you need to go home. The people without guns, you know, take your behind home. Nobody should have been allowed to stay on the streets. There was a curfew in effect. Okay? Number three, the excuse that was allowed to be that was taken, you know, in court for Kyle being a minor and being able to carry this weapon. The excuse of he can carry it as a minor if it's used for hunting, you know, for hunting purposes. What was Kyle hunting? You know, he wasn't out in the woods anywhere. We were in the city. We were out in the city. What was he hunting? All right. So, to me, that should not have been admissible in court. That no way, no how. You know, I think even the lawyer looked surprised when when the judge says, okay, you know, I'll allow that. You know, he's like, oh, really? Okay, well, we're moving right along. Okay, so I'm sorry. That was a stretch. It worked. Hey, good for you. Yay. Hey, it was a stretch. You got it. Good for you. But no. Christina had to go. So, Christina, girl, thank you so much. I know it was last minute. You coming on and doing this, helping me out with this. So, hey, appreciate you, and thank you very much. Guys, if you like the content on the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for goodness sakes, hit that notification bell so you know when the next video for Chopping It Up with Stacie Lamar is dropped. As always, I am Stacie Lamar of Chopping It Up with Stacie Lamar, and this is what's on my mind.